We're in Byron Bay with Murray Burns from MySex, and we're going to talk Graffiti Crimes. G'day Murray, how you doing?
Yeah, hello, how are you?
Good mate, good. 40 years since Crimes was released.
Yep, 1978 we recorded it.
And released 79 in June.
Yeah, I know, actually recorded it 79, yeah, but we wrote the songs 78 when we came across.
From New Zealand.
We had about 3 original songs, and we went, we better get our bums into gear, and we just wrote crazily. We were very influenced by what was going on around us, the Australian rock thing, so we it was fun. It was really good fun.
And you did set fire to Australia pretty much within 6 months of arrival. You were the second to third biggest draw.
Yeah, for a couple of years.
Yeah. That was quite phenomenal to land in Australia, and 6 months later you're one of the biggest draws in the land.
Yeah,
I don't think that's actually been achieved by anybody else to come out of New Zealand ever.
Yeah, it was an interesting time because everything was changing in the world of music. You know, when we arrived here, it was flared pants and silk waistcoats, you know, and fantastic bands like Sherbet and Little River Band, and they were unbelievable bands, but they had a look and a feel about them, and the world was changing. You know, it was becoming more rough and edgy, and we, you know, admittedly kind of jumped on that wagon, but it was fun, a great wagon to jump on. And in actual fact, bands like the Angels and Midnight Oil were already there, you know, so we just kind of went, this is great.
Let's get on board.
Yeah, let's get on. It's great fun.
Yeah. Well, you know, you picked up Bob Yates's management.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you were on fire, pretty much.
Yeah, it was just incredible timing, and you know, Steve Gilpin had incredible energy getting out there, and he had so much confidence that we were going to be a great band over here.
Yeah.
And you know, we rented a big house, and I sat we had a piano in the house by chance.
Down at Bellevue Hill.
Yeah, and I just sat in the house with Kevin, you know, learning to write songs, because I'd never really written songs before. And yeah, all of a sudden we're out playing those songs to 300 people at the Civic Hotel, going, this is just brilliant, you know.
It was, well, the step from New Zealand into Australia was, you know, population-wise, you were getting decent crowds in Auckland at the time, and then to come here, and I'd have thought that most people starting out as an act, you know, were getting 30, maybe 40, but you guys were, you know, 300 at the Civic in Goulburn Street at that time. It was like,
and then what blew us away was things were about to change very quickly in New Zealand around that time, but when we left New Zealand, people would go and watch a band, and they would stand there with their girlfriend looking at each other dancing, and the band was just kind of showroom dummies on the stage. And when we came to Australia, it was like, shit, everybody's standing up front watching the band. They're there to watch the band. Mm-hmm. And New Zealand was morphing into that. So when we left New Zealand and came here, it was just a real eye-opener. It was just, you know, a few years later when we went back to New Zealand, it had transformed itself as well.
Well, you were only young guys too when you landed here, you know.
Yeah, I was 21 or something.
21-year-olds landing in another country, and then all of a sudden, bam, you know, you are drawing bigger crowds than a lot of people that have been there. Well, a lot of that came down to people walking out of your show going, shit, what a great fucking band.
Yeah, it was a show.
And that light show was...
Well, that Kevin Stanton was doing the lights with his feet on the floor.
Yeah.
He had foot switches. We didn't have the big fancy Jeff Merriweather light show for a few years, you know, for a wee while after that. But you know, when we went to New York, it was the same buzz. You know, 2 years after that, it was the same buzz going there, and the crowds were exactly the same. You know, it's amazing.
It was quite a feat, and you know, 1979 to 84 is only a 5-year block.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, you're still being played on Triple M network right the way across Australia. I was walking through Woolworths in Mount Hutton the other day, and what pops on? People
Oh, really?
in Coles supermarket. So it's like, you know,
Oh, that's great. Oh,
a 5-year
yeah.
time span,
Yeah.
literally until you got back together in
Yeah.
2014.
I'm still waiting. Look, I've heard April selling in Cuba and supermarket so many times. I'm still waiting to hear my sex in the supermarket because that'll be a landmark moment for me. But everyone says, "Oh, I heard Space Race," and you know, in the supermarket. I go, "What? That song in the supermarket?"
People was written about the time you were in the house. I'm assuming at
Yeah,
Bellevue,
it was. Yeah.
sitting down in and out the stairs, and people just coming and going.
Yeah, it was that house actually made it work for us. It was a Bellevue Hill, mansion, and there was 10 of us came over, including partners. I didn't have a partner, so I was the guy raiding the fridge at 3 in the morning because I didn't have a girl feeding me, but yeah, there was so many people coming and going through that house, and Kiwis coming and staying, but that was a real central space that kept us together and enabled us to actually go out and take on, the Aussie rock scene. It was really, if we hadn't had that house, we could have easily drifted into, we all went and played on other people's records and did other people's things, and
Yeah. It was the hub. Come back to the hub.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool.
Nice.
It's one of those things, and now you're back out there again, 40 years on. So there's tour dates coming up. Is there anything special going on, or you don't know yet?
We've all got new wheelchairs for the special event.
Yeah.
Look, we're having a whole other time playing with Steve Belby. It's just been something I never ever thought would have happened. And every time we play, Don and I particularly go, thank you to Steve, and thank you that we're actually out having a great time playing, because we had no idea even 10 years ago that we'll be playing again. So, anything else coming along? Well, in the studio we're sitting in right now, we've got another great album that Steve and I and Colin, who's not playing with us at the moment, have been putting together, and I absolutely love this record. So I do hope we finish it and let people hear it.
Good. And on that note, thank you very much for being with us, Murray. We'll put this to air very, very soon.